The Industrial Revolution was a monumental turning point that not only transformed economies but also reshaped society on a global scale. From the rise of cities and mechanized production to advances in technology and changes in social structures, this period left an indelible mark on the world. The Industrial Revolution, spanning from the late 18th century to the mid-19th century, marked one of the most profound transformations in human history. Originating in Britain and spreading to the rest of Europe and North America, it fundamentally altered the way people lived, worked, and interacted with each other. It shifted economies from agrarian societies to industrial powerhouses, leading to massive changes in technology, social structures, and global dynamics. 1. Urbanization and the growth of cities. One of the most noticeable impacts of the Industrial Revolution was urbanization. Before this period, the majority of people lived in rural areas, working on farms or in small villages. However, as factories began to spring up in cities, there was a mass migration of people from the countryside to urban areas in search of work. By the mid-19th century, cities like Manchester, London, and Birmingham became booming industrial centers. The rise of these cities led to overcrowding, pollution, and a host of social challenges, but it also marked the birth of the modern urban landscape. 2. The rise of factories and mechanized production. At the heart of the Industrial Revolution was the factory system. Factories housed large machines that could produce goods faster and more efficiently than traditional handcraft methods. The shift from manual labor to mechanized production revolutionized industries such as textiles, iron, and coal mining. It also created a new class of industrial workers who toiled long hours under harsh conditions but produced goods on a scale never before seen. This increased output made products more affordable and accessible to the general population, creating a consumer-based society. 3. Technological advancements. The Industrial Revolution was synonymous with innovation and technological advancement. Steam power, invented by James Watt, became a driving force behind industrial growth, powering factories, ships, and locomotives. The spinning jenny and power loom revolutionized the textile industry, allowing for mass production of fabrics. The development of the railroad, in particular, was transformative, enabling faster transportation of goods and people across long distances. These advancements not only boosted productivity, but also laid the foundation for the modern technological era. 4. Impact on labor and working conditions. The Industrial Revolution fundamentally changed labor practices. While factory jobs provided employment for millions, the working conditions were often appalling. Workers, including children, labored for up to 16 hours a day in unsafe, unhealthy environments. There were few labor regulations and accidents were common. However, over time, these conditions sparked labor movements, leading to the formation of trade unions and the push for workers' rights. The rise of these movements eventually resulted in better wages, shorter workdays, and improved workplace safety. 5. Economic growth and the birth of capitalism. The Industrial Revolution significantly boosted economic growth. Factories produced goods at unprecedented rates, leading to a surge in trade and commerce. Wealth became more concentrated in the hands of industrialists, bankers, and entrepreneurs, while traditional aristocracies began to lose power. This period also marked the rise of modern capitalism, with free markets, competition, and profit motives driving economic development. New financial institutions, such as stock markets and investment banks, emerged, fueling further industrial expansion. 6. Social class restructuring. The Industrial Revolution reshaped social hierarchies. Previously, wealth and power were concentrated in the hands of landowning aristocrats. However, the rise of industrial capitalism gave birth to a new social class, the bourgeoisie or middle class, comprising factory owners, merchants, and financiers. This new class wielded significant economic and political influence. Meanwhile, the working class, or proletariat, grew rapidly as more people moved into industrial jobs. This class divide led to tensions and, in some cases, revolutionary movements aimed at addressing economic inequalities. 7. Globalization and imperialism. As industrialized nations sought new markets for their goods and sources of raw materials, they turned to global expansion and imperialism. European powers, in particular, began to colonize large parts of Africa, Asia, and the Americas to fuel their industries. The exploitation of these colonies for resources such as cotton, coal, and rubber became a driving force behind the global economy. This period of imperialism had long-lasting effects, leading to the rise of global trade networks and eventually political movements for independence in colonized regions. 8. Education and scientific advancement. With the rise of industrialization came a growing emphasis on education and scientific inquiry. As factories needed more skilled workers and engineers, education systems began to expand, offering new opportunities for learning. The Industrial Revolution also spurred scientific advancements in fields like chemistry, physics, and engineering. Institutions such as universities and research centers became central to developing new technologies and innovations, further accelerating industrial progress. 9. Environmental impact. While the Industrial Revolution brought about unprecedented economic and technological growth, it also had severe environmental consequences. Factories and transportation systems powered by coal emitted large quantities of smoke and pollutants, leading to poor air quality and health issues in urban areas. Deforestation and the exploitation of natural resources also took a toll on the environment. These environmental challenges were some of the first instances of the modern struggle between industrial progress and environmental conservation, a balance that continues to be a major issue today. 10. Changes in gender roles and family life. The Industrial Revolution also transformed family dynamics and gender roles. As men, women, and children entered the workforce and factories, traditional family structures were disrupted. Women, who had primarily been involved in domestic duties, began working outside the home in greater numbers. However, they were often paid less than men for the same work and faced difficult working conditions. This period also saw the beginning of movements advocating for women's rights and suffrage, as the changing economic landscape highlighted inequalities between genders. Thank you for joining us as we explored how the Industrial Revolution transformed society. From technological advancements to profound social shifts, this period changed the course of history. If you found this journey through history insightful, don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth discussions and explorations of the past and its relevance to our world today.